Morning here in Camp Massatators, and we are trying to get going here before it gets too late. We're gonna have to time it though, because we keep having big ships coming by and the waves break on the rocks. We should be set up pretty well unless this rain is thunderstorms or has a wind that is gonna go too strongly. Almost go time.
So I went to untie our boat and it was still a little dark. I'm still a little tired. I didn't see this guy here and I brushed him with my pointer finger and now it really stings. So I guess I nicked one of his little spines there.
You might think, we're this close, there's no way we don't make it. To me, there's a big question because Taters is falling apart faster and faster. First it was just the butt, now it's everything. Now she's got a potentially fatal caterpillar sting. We gotta do it for Taters before Taters expires. Having a semi-freestanding tent and the 4 water jugs came in useful again, similar to Burns Point, because Jen wasn't really able to get any tent stakes in here. So we just tied each corner to one of these jugs. Come on, Blondie, girdle your glutes. We need to go. And that worked well enough for us. And now we are drifting, oh, I have my headlamp out. Drifting ever so slowly towards the Gulf, just 31 miles or so to head of passes. And then it's another 13 miles to the end of South Pass, which is where we want to go, basically where it's open ocean all the way. And then there is going to be a very sucky 20 miles or so as we paddle back upstream. At which point, who knows, maybe we decide we're going to be the first northbound Mississippi FKT people. Taters can quit her job. We can sell a kidney or something.
I gotta go inspire the children.
Oh, the children.
You can do that on your own.
Yeah. Point Pleasant, the site of many wrecks apparently, and cows who think they're hiding. Another lock, and presumably that's the road out to Venice over there. I think we're somewhere around Empire right now. Weather forecast is telling us it's going to be a cooler day again, but we shall see. The sun is feeling rather intense this morning.
A severe thunderstorm capable of producing waterspouts was located 13 nautical miles southeast of Louisiana.
Funnels of love! I'm just capturing your ladylike repose there.
I'm stretching.
You might stick your hand down your pants Al Bundy style.
If I had done it more often, I probably wouldn't be in this condition now.
Wow, old age has hit you so suddenly, Jen. The stretching is optional phase of your life has officially ended during this trip. See, getting old. All of a sudden can't survive without coffee.
I can't stay awake on 5 hours of sleep. That has nothing to do with getting
plenty
old.
of sleep. So this is cool. It does have the feel of kind of like a coastal wetland. It's just with the scale being so big out here, it's really hard to capture anything effectively with the camera. This is basically looking down towards Venice and head of passes eventually. We're still, I don't know, 18, 19 miles away from there. This is opposite from the Venice side of the channel. It's labeled as Olga on my map. There's one heck of a boat-in cabin. So this is the opposite side from Venice. I'm kind of shocked they're grazing cows here because it doesn't seem like there's all that much land. Guess I don't have to worry about them wandering off. So we were basically across from Venice. We took a break in the shade. Heat index has been up surprisingly high considering it's supposedly only 90 here. But we got to keep pushing on.
We were just looking back on how far we've come, how much the river has changed, and how this is about the polar opposite compared to the headwaters up near Itasca.
Hey Blondie, I have a huge surprise for you. I brought a Ziploc of picks and I've been keeping them alive this entire time.
No, please, no.
I was gonna wait till you fell asleep and just like dribble them all over.
This just feels really, really wide open and like we're in a giant wetland delta.
Pilottown is kind of interesting. Basically, when the big ocean liners come in, they don't pilot themselves up the Mississippi. They get a highly paid pilot who transfers over into the ship, and he's responsible for making sure that they stay in the channel and don't run afoul of any of the other traffic. Almost, we still have to get back to Venice, you know? It seemed like the process was the ocean-going vessels would come in Southwest Pass and radio in about an hour ahead of time, and a pilot would be run out in one of these little small boats. And welcome to Head of Passes. We're going up South Pass, which is over there. You've also got Southwest Pass, which seems to be where all the traffic's going. And then this other one, which we haven't seen anybody coming or going from. And now welcome to South Pass, where it is all sorts of interesting and choppy. Had a few boats come over and take a look, but nobody's actually talking to us and we don't have any radio traffic. Giant metal trash pile? So originally we thought we'd go to the very end and try and stay on a sandbar, but with kind of what's been going on with the water levels and worry about tidal stuff, we decided to stay in the official campsite here. Also worry about thunderstorms being exposed right in the end. So there is a campground out here. It is at mile effectively -3 past Head of Passes, and that's right over here. And Jen was promptly thrilled with the campsite, as when we arrived there were hundreds of little crabs running around right on the beach. This campsite has all the things. Lundy, dangle your fingers in. I think he wants some pets. There were a couple of relatively small gators hanging around, and surprisingly, they weren't shy.
I still wasn't quite convinced that it was worthwhile to do this exit in addition to the Atchafalaya exit. But today has totally made it no question. Once we got past Head of Passes, it's been just amazing. You find yourself very suddenly in a remote feeling, absolutely beautiful wetland. We've got these little fiddler crabs running around everywhere. We've got gators swimming in the water. We've got birds picking at things in the grasses and flying all around. Huge diversity of birds. I feel like 10 times more bird species than we've been seeing over the last few days. And it's really, really beautiful. And we probably have it just about all to ourselves tonight. Saw a couple of wreck boats coming back into town from fishing or something. But we got a really nice campsite and looks like it's just us.
Here, gator, gator, gator.
Basically, I was just absolutely squealing in joy the last 3 miles since Head of Passes, and super excited. We got another 10 miles or so of this type of thing to do tomorrow. 10 miles out and then 10 miles back to Head of Passes as well. This is probably going to be our last campsite of the trip, and I can't think of a more perfect place to spend the last night. Oh, and also those big grasshoppers that I like to chimney-atch are basically all over. So only downside about this campsite is it doesn't seem to have a bathroom, which we haven't had a bathroom in our camp since back in Iowa or Minnesota or something, so no huge deal there, but it's surprising when something is this developed with the tables and the fire pits and the grills and everything to not have a restroom. After hanging out down at the boardwalk with our very not shy gator friend, We are currently rushing to get dinner cooked and in the tent because places this pretty with this much life around tend to get pretty horrific with bugs when the sun goes down. So see if we can make it in the tent before then. Home sweet home for the night.
And our in-tent entertainment for the night was forcing Taters to finally watch The Princess Bride.